differences between the American and French diet comes from the population that affects the quality of our food. In America, we have so many people to provide for, making our demand for efficiency higher. From efficiency comes the lack of quality of our food. For example, most animals are deprived from their regular diet and fed corn to gain weight quicker for more meat. For example, cows are supposed to be fed grass, which they get their main nutrients from, and because they are deprived of their nutrients, those nutrients aren't passed from them to us from our consumption of their production. The demand for efficiency led to factory farms, which is a production in our food system that supports the higher need for efficiency. In support of the French diet, due to France's drastically smaller population, they are able to take more time in producing their food, which leads to the better quality. The food also doesn't have to travel as far, so there isn't as much need for preservatives. Preservatives are used to prevent bacterial growth during the traveling process and to preserve the food. They also have a negative effect on your health, increasing risks of heart damage, cancer, breathing troubles, and behavioral changes. Roughly 80% of all the packaged food sold within the US contain these dangerous chemicals. In France, much of the food is grown, sold, and bought locally. This contributes to the little to no need for preservatives on their food, therefore increasing the quality. Another difference between the American and French diet is time. In our American society, we are always in a rush to do everything at once or in one day. This degrades food to just another thing to get done to go on the next thing for our schedule. Fast food is so popular because it's on-the-go food that is quick and doesn't take too much time, leaving more time for something else. Ask the people around you, on average, how many times they eat a home-cooked meal with their whole family at the dinner table per week. Most families in France eat together almost every night. They have to eat later in the day because that's the only way they can have a slow, home-cooked meal, usually eating around 7 to 8:30. They're told to plan at least 1 hour for every meal, and they take their time. For dinner, it's usually a family event where you can connect with others and catch up on what everyone else is doing. Usually, the whole family is there, and you're able to just take your time with everyone, take your time eating and talking and building relationships with everyone else. The last contributor to the differences between the American and French diet is the preparation that goes into their meals. This not only means the time it takes to cook the meal, but also what people use to prepare their food depending on their regions or environment. In France, there are 5 different regions that use different preparation techniques that seclude their food from others. In the Northwest, they use butter, cream, and apples. In the Southwest, they use duck fat, foie gras, porcini mushrooms, and gizzards. In the Southeast, they use olive oil, herbs, endives, and tomatoes. In northern France, they use potatoes, pork, endives, and beer. Eastern France, they use lard, sausages, beer, and sauerkraut. Each region uses specific ingredients native to their culture and environment, and this allows diversity between each, increasing the quality from the different types of food and their preparation. The effects of each contribution to the French system is where we begin to observe and realize how destructive an average American diet is to our bodies compared to the French. The superior quality of their food sets them up for the lower rates of heart damage, obesity, cancer, etc., along with the gifts of enjoying a healthy lifestyle. The concept of time is beneficial to the amount of food consumption that the French obtain. WebMD states it takes an average of 15 minutes for your brain to get the message that your stomach is full, which means that eating slower makes it more likely that you'll stop at a point where you're satisfied rather than stuffed. The satisfaction of eating is a reward compared to the miserable act of being stuffed. The enjoyment that the French have for food allows them to be so healthy. Americans tend to confuse the enjoyment of eating with overconsumption, and this is what leads to so many health problems that are spread throughout the country. The effective preparation is linked with the quality and diversity of the food.